Welcome back to another episode of
The Shed Talk.
Jibo,
And I'm J Mad.
and we've got another random topic for us to talk about today.
I don't know if
So-
I'm feeling your backwards head, by the way.
Oh no, I can go
I don't
back
know.
to forwards. Hold on.
I don't know. There's something about it.
All right, that better.
There you go. That's right.
So our random topic is books.
Books. What do you think about
All right.
what kind of books?
Dude, I love books.
First of all,
I wish I read more, but I
uh,
think most people would say that.
now that there's the internet, what are your thoughts on books?
I definitely still enjoy reading paper books more than any digital platform. I do enjoy movies, but as far as reading goes, articles or social media just still fall behind a normal book.
100%. You know, I recently watched The Social Dilemma.
Oh,
You told
I
me to
just
watch
saw
that.
Yeah, I recommended it.
Yeah, that is an awesome documentary, but
Not a book though.
correct. But here's the thing that I was thinking about is now that we have the internet, and I mean, what is the first thing that you do when you go to look something up? It's a common phrase. It's in
I Google it.
you Google it, right?
I do.
Now, let's say, I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. But let's say Google didn't want you to know about a specific topic. They could literally just squash that. And so when you think that you have access to information, but it's actually being controlled. And one thing they did say is that this is in The Social Dilemma. This isn't me. They interviewed people who were high up leadership within these social media companies.
Former executives of
Yeah.
Instagram and Snapchat,
And they said
Pinterest,
that
things like
that even your searches are catered to
are tailored to what
sorry,
things
tailored.
that you have clicked on or searched for before, and they will tailor. Like if you type in the beginning of a question, like what is blank, you don't type blank, but you know what I mean, and they will like fill in, the drop down thing or like other things you've previously searched for or other things like that.
you. Right.
They
So
would possibly click on.
Graham's search is going to be different than my search as long as we're using our devices and we're not using like a library device or something like
Should
that.
we search books and see what comes up?
Yeah, let's do it. Well, on our phones?
On Google.
Okay, let's see.
My phone is in action, so I will not be.
Books. Oh, I don't use
have to
Google.
Google it.
I don't use Google. I use
That's the whole
DuckDuckGo.
point.
All
That's the
right,
whole
but
point.
here's the whole point. Oh, there you go. Barnes and
Price.
Noble. See, you wouldn't have gotten the maps for Barnes and Noble. No, but here's my point.
Anyways.
Here's my point.
Okay, what's your point?
So I was thinking about it after watching that, which was about 2 days ago, and I was thinking, if we don't have physical books, then and they're all digital, then we lose our history. And so, for example, the dictionary, like Webster's dictionary. Oh, maybe it wasn't Webster, but one of the dictionary companies changed the meaning of the word literally. They literally changed
What?
the meaning of the word literally. And I don't mean changed it, but they added the definition based on the way people,
The way people
use
are
it
using it currently,
currently. And
rather
so,
than the like original definition.
right. So literally used to
Ah.
mean literally. But now it means it's just used hyperbolically, or it's used, that was literally the worst day of my life.
Oh, like an exaggeration.
Yeah, and so it says that
Interesting.
that you can use it ironically. Ironic
So-
meaning the opposite of
Right.
the intended meaning.
Did you get that definition from the dictionary, or did you just make that one up?
No, the definition of
you're saying-
ironic,
you're
because
saying
people use it.
books-
So I actually did look it up in a book.
Okay.
The definition of irony, and I could probably get this close to verbatim, is that the outcome of something is opposite of what was expected.
Okay.
So that could
That is
be,
ironic.
I could use a word ironically, like, oh yeah, it was wicked. That's an ironic usage of the word wicked. Like, oh, it was wicked awesome, right? So,
Wouldn't that be an oxymoron?
well, if I paired the two, but it was a wicked
Okay.
brunch.
All right, I get what you're saying.
No one's ever said.
So, but what you're saying though,
No
is
one
that,
has ever
that
said
books
that a brunch
preserve-
was wicked.
books preserve like a sense of truth, though. It's like what you're saying.
Right.
I don't want to bring us all the way back, but like that's the concept that you were initially.
Yeah,
starting
absolutely.
out.
100%.
So there is something that books preserve,
Yeah.
but there's also a lot that they communicate that I think we can't get digitally.
I
But
agree.
simultaneously, I think for me, like whenever I'm reading a book, I read a lot of fictional books. I don't love nonfiction books. I do read them, but I'm more the fiction type.
I'm not.
Because
I do not like fiction books.
you don't like fiction, but I like them because that's what for me initiates my imagination. So I have to come up with imagery and like the whole atmosphere of what the author is describing. But I'm not naturally a creative person, so it's fun for me to engage my mind in things like that. So I think that's why
interesting
I like books.
because I love movies, and that's kind of where I get the like fiction. That's my fiction outlet.
Okay.
But with books, I have such a hard time picturing what they're talking about and picturing what people look
Really?
like and everything. Yeah, 100%.
Even when the author describes, like,
But
what
I am
you're-
more creative minded,
Yeah.
which is kind of funny.
That's ironic.
It's right.
Okay. Any other thoughts about books?
Yeah. Last
All right,
question
let's hear it.
/ thought.
Okay.
Audiobooks. Can you say
Audiobooks.
I read a book? My wife and I disagree about this all the time. Can you say you read a book if you
interesting.
listened to it? Or do you have to say I listened to a book?
You cannot literally say that you read the book, but I think figuratively speaking, yes, you did read the book because you still took in the concepts and the ideas that the author is trying to portray through some method. So no, it's not the physical concept of reading, but you're still taking in what the author is sharing. So I would say yes.
Okay.
I have, quote unquote, read multiple books by listening to them. Maybe a better word would be I've consumed multiple books by listening to them rather than reading them.
Yeah.
Could I say that? Would you?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. I think it's the
What
same
do you
because
think?
what if you can't read or what if you're blind and you're like you can't
Yeah.
say you read it if you're
Yeah.
reading it in braille
Yeah, that's true.
or
It's a relative definition.
either way. I still say read. It sounds smarter when you say
Yeah,
I read
I
it.
agree. I'm reading a book right now by listening to it. Voice in the Wind, Francine Rivers. Great author, great book.
That's right.
Okay,
That's it for.
All
I'm
right,
J
well-
Mad. Thanks for tuning in.
we'll close it there. And I'm G Bo, and we'll see you next time on Shed Talk.
That's right.